DL Trader here with today's trade recap. It's Wednesday, the 1st of May. So new month, opportunity for a fresh start, fresh state of mind, and try and improve on the last month. I did feel pretty fresh coming into today, so that was quite nice. Obviously a Monday, fresh from the weekend, fresh for a new month, which was cool. So first trade I got today was on Flex. Got this one on the Momo scanner. Just popped up in the morning, took this big rip from 11s up to 12.5, had this big pullback, almost 50%, 40% pullback from off that rip. So was looking for a push back up to get short, risking high of day. Got the really nice entry. My mistake on this trade was sizing. I just took way too little amount of shares. I didn't manage to get an add-on or anything. I think it was easy to borrow, so I had no problem with shorting. I didn't need to put extra locates on or anything like that, so no excuses. But did trade it correctly, nevertheless. So got the big washout. I think it was on minimum size. I was on 100 shares, so I couldn't cover 50%. I had to cover full or nothing, so covered all, and then shorted again after failed bounce, pulling my risk down to this level, and then covered some more. The reason for this cover was it had this big washout and then it instantly popped back up. So sometimes when you see this washout action, it's big signs of a reversal. I had some nice gains on the trade, good risk reward, so just decided to take the profits and leave it alone. Something I'm going to work on a bit, is nailing the main part of the move, the meat of the move, taking some profits and then walking on, walk on, take the next trade. So Flex, good trade, just not enough size. The next trade was NOVN. NOVN is something I was trading yesterday. We had this big day, big spike, gap down. So looking for a rip in towards the previous close for that kind of stuff move. Did pick it up on the Momo scanner. Got short, added some more scaling in, risking that previous close, and stopped out, keeping that, just stopped out just here, keeping that loss really, really small, and it took this final push up towards previous close, couldn't get there, and then pulled right the way back down. So it would have been a nice green winning trade, but stopped out, so it was a paper cut type trade. So the error on this one, I'm going to say, is just too tight. Something I'm going to do this month is tag each trade with my error, so I can keep track of my mistakes, be it too large, too small, too tight, poor ads, etc., etc. So it'll be really interesting. I've not done this before, so we'll see, what it is the majority of my errors, and I can start to eradicate them. So it would have been a good trade. Not that much range in it. Volume died away. But nevertheless. So that was NOVN. Then the third ticker of the day and the last ticker of the day was ABIO, the big mover of the day. Gone crazy in the PM. Actively traded this one in the morning. Probably a bit too actively. Got caught scalping it a little bit frontside, recycling shares. But did manage to control my risk, so I could nail a backside move. So I'll run over this one if I can. There's a lot of executions on this one. Let's see if I can zoom in a bit, make it a bit more reasonable. So I took this big move. And I started shorting up here into this rip, and I was really quickly covering into the washes, and actually went up quite nicely just in a couple of minutes, and then shorted up more higher here, and then stopped out on half, I believe, and then some more into the wash. So I was trying to start trading my pattern, but it was just so quick. I saw such good pullbacks on this first candle that I took some off. So at this stage, I'm sort of I'm sort of getting caught up a little bit in scalp mode. Felt like it put this top in, so thought this might be the beginning of my pattern. So scaled in, sized in here, but eventually I did stop out just here on that higher day break. So first part of the trade, let's see if we can see it on the 1 minute. All right, so let's see it a little bit better, this first trade. Yeah, as you can see, this is a bit better. You see me shorting the rip, cover the wash, covering some more, shorting the bounce, covering some more, shorting, stopping out, shorting, stopping out, short, short, cover half in the wash, stop half, break of higher day. So I was trying to get into that trade, but it was so quick, so rapid, it was very difficult for me. Anyway, after I stopped out, this is an error I've made in the past, which is to short too early just after I've stopped out of the higher day break, and I really did add to the loser on this one. Not a good mid trade just here. Should have really waited for the setup, given it a bit more time here. You know, at this stage, what's going through my mind is I stopped out. I may well have been right. It's got a stuff move and then it's coming back down, and I don't want to miss out. So it's a little bit of FOMO going on. Better off letting it set up again. Now, the correct thing I did do was I sort of realized I was doing this, and after this I took off a lot of shares into this for almost break even, a small loss, which kept me in the game. You know, if I hadn't have covered here and it went on, which it did do, to rip higher day again, I would have been really getting up towards that max loss. So just making sure I'm covering into those washes is helping me with my risk and recycling the shares. So what actually happened here was then, so I took some more off, and then I stopped out, I think 3/4 of my shares up here. And then once I saw this top just at $9, I got in more for the backside. Now I think at this stage, you know, I was only, here I got up to full size, here I got to half size, here I got to half size. So I covered into the wash and then added back on. Now, just because how much of a move this was, I did manage to get back up to, I think, 3/4 size as I was pulling my risk down on the trade, covered some more into the wash, and then covered the rest here. So this trade here was a really nice winner. Made back my losses from this poor trade and some to bring me green on the day. You know, so I'm really, even though I'm disappointed with this part of the trade, you know, what I am happy was I managed my risk well in order to stay in the game, and then I wasn't afraid to take this trade. You know, if I can avoid this part, trade this part and this part, then things are going to look good. But I felt like today I was having that ability to attack more and not be scared, which is a key part for me. So after this, you know, it was a good risk reward, took all my profits and then just left the screens. And, you know, had I been a bit more patient, I might have got some covers down here, but, you know, I took the meat of the move, and then in the PM it's gone and really ripped up. Who knows, would I have traded well with, you never know. But what I'm going to try and do this month a bit more of is trading that morning session, taking my profits and leaving for the day, avoiding that PM session, and, you know, see how we get on. Okay, I think that's about it for today. Back at it tomorrow. Hopefully ABIO will give us a day 2. It's up over, went up over 100%, so we'll see. Usually these do offer a bit of a day 2 opportunity. So, okay, till the next one. Cheers.